How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 3, Oathbreaker. Spoilers for the episode. If you've not seen it, go watch the episode, then come back here. So we'll get right into this one, just because these videos tend to go a little longer than my other ones. But we get Jon. He's back. He's alive. He's back from the dead. We get to see kind of the fallout, and is he going to be really changed? Is he going to be a zombie? Is he going to not know anybody? Like, what's the deal with Jon? And he's pretty much the same, except that he just realized he's been murdered. And I kind of like that it's almost underplayed. He's not drastically changed. He's just like, I was just murdered by the people that, like, I trusted. And I like Melisandre, like, oh, is there anything, like, did you see anything? And he says, no, I didn't see anything. I saw nothing. Like, I like that. It's, it almost downplays the magical aspect of it. I mean, he came back from the dead, but I like that. Maybe he did see something. Maybe it's like a dream and you don't remember. Who knows? But, and Melisandre's like, okay, that's strange. And it kind of goes to show consistency because Beric Dondarrion, when he was brought back, didn't see anything either. So I like that consistency aspect. Now, everyone thinks of him as a god. Tormund saw him naked and comments on seeing him all nude and everything, and that was a little funny moment. But he's back, and he's command of the Night's Watch again, or so we think. I'll go back to the Jon storyline in just a little second here, but let's jump to the second thing we see is Bran and his flashback, if you want to call it that, him traveling through time, kind of seeing all these visions, and we get one where book readers probably got super excited. If you just follow the show and you're a casual viewer, you're like, hey, what's going on here? We see a young Ned Stark fighting one of the best knights out there, Arthur Dayne, and Ned's with Howland Reed, and we get that fight scene. It felt very real. It didn't feel overly choreographed. It felt choreographed to a sense where you got four people coming at Arthur Dayne. And Arthur Dayne's double-wielding swords, and he's fending them off, and it looks very natural. It didn't, like, it felt real. It didn't feel like Star Wars prequel, if, for example, like, those fights are great, but they feel choreographed. They feel like jump, 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 move, spin. This just felt very raw and real in the choreographing, and I like that. And then obviously we get to see that Ned actually lied, or maybe not Ned lied, but the story of how Ned killed Arthur Dayne is not how it happened. Howland Reed actually stabs him in the back. And again, just before when we're going to see, and we hear the scream in the tower. We hear the scream. Yeah, you know Ned's looking for his sister. I'm not going to spoil anything from the books. And a lot of this stuff, it's just theories. So, but we get to see that, and then Ned goes to run up there. Bran follows after him. He wants to know what the heck's going on. And he yells at his dad, and his dad just turns back. Like, I think he heard him. 100% I think he heard him. I don't think he's necessarily rewriting history, but I think maybe in the past he heard him as well. If that makes any sense. And this is just playing out. Or who knows, maybe you're manipulating the memory of it. It remains to be seen. I hope it'll get explained eventually. But we don't actually get to see anything more, and it was such a tease. I just wanted more. I wanted to see up in the tower. I wanted to see the theories of the Tower of Joy come to life. But we didn't get to see that. And hopefully soon. I have a feeling they're going to drag this out a little bit. Because we still have in the trailer, we have to see Bran and the Night's King. So they have that to look forward to as well. But man, Tower of Joy. It was a great scene, though. Great scene nonetheless. And I'm loving Bran's storyline so far. Then we get Daenerys at Vaes Dothrak. And she's basically being treated there. Not in the greatest way, but like they strip her down, put on his clothes. And not a whole lot's happening there. I'm a little bored with it. Again, it's just setting it up. It's setting up for big things to come later this season. I'm sure of it. But yeah, so far, I mean, we get to see that the lady say, like, oh, I saw you eat a horse heart, and, like, I know who you are, kind of thing. After she says all her names, everywhere she goes, I'm Mother Dragons, I'm this and that. But, yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed with Daenerys so far. And I think that'll change in maybe even next episode. So, yeah. Then we have Varys and Meereen, and we get to see him trying to get information out of this one girl who manipulated all the Unsullied. And we thought last season was that nice scene where they're just caring for the Unsullied, and then they just get slaughtered by the Harpies. Trying to get some information out of her. I thought we were going to get we know where the Harpy is or something like that, but we just get to find out that people in Astapor and Yunkai are just funding these people, and we got to go after them now. So I want to know. I'm interested to see who the Harpy is. Like, I don't know. Do we know? Like, is it a character we already know is the Harpy, or what? On the other side of that, I liked the Tyrion scene. I know some people might have not. I've heard the Tyrion scene just felt like filler and stuff like that, but I liked it. I thought it was really funny. It was a callback to playing that game. I believe he played with Bran, where it's like if I say something about you, if I'm wrong, then I drink, and back and forth, and vice versa. So I thought it was a great callback. I like how he's where Grey Worm's just like, we talk about what we do on patrol. That's what we talk about. So it's kind of just funny. I like that scene. Then we get to hear Varys talk about his little birds, and what they're all doing. And that leads into what we see next in King's Landing, where you have the little birds under Qyburn's control. And these little birds, we never really knew what they were. Like, were they just like these spies? Were they actually like ravens, or like something to do with magic? Nope, they're just little kids, and I like that. It's kind of like, holy crap, these little kids are just being manipulated to get information and fight and whatnot. But I like that. It was a cool scene to see these little birds are just little kids, and Cersei and Jaime are all there with Sir Gregor. They actually haven't referred to him by the book name that they call him, which is fine. But I've been kind of referring to him as that, so I'll call him Gregor Clegane, or the Mountain. But we can see all of them there. We had to hear Jaime, I believe, ask like, "What is this mountain? Like, what is he made of?" kind of thing, and it's like a lot of stuff. But yeah, it was a good scene. I just like seeing the reveal of the little birds that are just little kids. So that was a cool thing. Then we get the small council meeting where you have Pycelle, Kevin Lannister, Olenna Tyrell, her husband, I believe. I can't remember his name right now. It's drawing a blank. But you have that small council meeting, and they get stormed in by Jaime, the Mountain, and Cersei. And basically like, hey, I deserve a seat here. Jaime's like, I'm the leader of the Kingsguard. I can sit here if I want to. And it's like, okay, you can, but you can't stop us from leaving, so we're gonna leave. It's just like like, we can play your game as well. And I like that scene where, again, this episode in general, I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk about the overall episode. It felt very much like a setup episode, but it wasn't like a bad episode. It didn't compare, for me, in my opinion, to last week's episode, where a lot of stuff happened and everything felt like it was pushed the story forward while having some big things throughout. But yeah, overall, I like the small council thing. I'm interested to see if Cersei's gonna like kill like Kevin Lannister or Olenna or Pycelle. Like, what's gonna go on there? Remains to be seen. Then you have Tommen being manipulated by the High Sparrow, and I honestly thought, first of all, Tommen's like trying to be like, no, my mom's atoned for her sins. She's walked through here naked with her hair cut, and like give her a break. She wants to see Myrcella's body. And I love how the High Sparrow is just like slowly manipulating Tommen. He's being manipulated from both sides, and I have a feeling that Tommen's gonna go the way of the High Sparrows and end up being killed, and Cersei's prophecy is gonna come true. That's just the way I see it playing out. I thought almost like is the High Sparrow gonna kill Tommen right here? I was uncertain. He's like, oh, I'm gonna sit down now, and here you have a seat now. But it's just manipulation, and I like seeing that. Then actually, one of my favorite parts of the episode was the Arya montage, if you want to call it that, of her training and what's going on there. And I like how they fast forwarded that a little bit. We've seen her train for the past 2 episodes. Nothing's really happened a whole lot. And I feel like we got a lot of progress here because the time sped up. And by the end of it, she's drinking out of the fountain there. I'm like, wait a second, doesn't that stuff kill you? And then he brings it up. He's like, if you're truly no one, you shouldn't fear anything. And she drinks it and then gets her sight back. So what's going to happen there? I also like during the training montage where she's talking about who's on your list. It was a good callback to remembering everyone who's on her list, including the Hound, who was and then wasn't, and her not mentioning Meryn Trant, who she killed at the end of last season. But like everything going on with Arya now, I'm actually really interested to see. I think she actually is truly no one right now, but it's going to, like, when she has to make that first kill, or she comes up against someone on her list, is she going to revert back to Arya? Is she going to go find Needle, which she buried? A lot of questions, and I'm really interested now with Arya after tonight's episode. Then we get Ramsay, and he's kind of controlling Winterfell, and Lord Umber comes in, or the son of Lord Umber, and says his father's dead, and I have a gift for you. And he's just calling out Ramsay right in front of him, saying like, I'm not going to kneel for you. It doesn't mean anything. Your dad knelt for Robb Stark. It didn't mean shit. So here we go. And then he gives him the gift. Turns out it's Asha and Rickon, who's grown about like 3 feet since we last saw him. And then we get the sad moment of Shaggy Dog's head there, which is kind of sad. We finally get to see Rickon back. We finally get to see it. But I've also heard a theory that what if it's just a play by Lord Umber to have a Stark get inside Winterfell and take him out from the inside? Uh, it's just a theory, and maybe it isn't Shaggy Dog. Maybe it's just another wolf. Like, who knows? Who knows? I'm hoping that's like the case. I don't like seeing these direwolves die like every so often. Now you just got like Summer and who's even left now? Summer, Ghost, and Nymeria, who's missing somewhere. So man, these Stark dogs, just direwolves, keep dropping like flies. Hopefully it's true, and Shaggy Dog actually isn't dead. But again, this long shot. It's just our hope. In Game of Thrones, we try to latch on to any hopeful stuff that you can. Who knows, though, if it remains true. Then at the very end, one of my favorite scenes of the episode, Jon just kills them all. He lets them hang. I love the scene. I appreciated what Alistair Thorne said to Jon, where he's like, hey, I would have done it again, and if this is my fate that happens, then so be it. I made a choice. I'm going to stick with my choice. I like that. Sure, he's a dick, killed Jon Snow, but I appreciate how he thought of it. Like, hey, almost like Cersei's, like, when you play a Game of Thrones, you live and you die. So, and he died. And then little Ollie, I was so happy when he died. And I don't want any kids to die, really, but Ollie, it was just, especially his smug look when he looked at Jon when he's about to hang him. I'm like, yeah, you deserve to die. You deserve to die. Jon saved you, and then you go and do this. First of all, he kills his girlfriend, Ygritte, and you kill him. Like, no, come on. But great moment, and then Jon just hands over the cloak to Ed, says, I'm done, my watch has ended, and walks out. So, because at death, your oaths are gone. He's an oathbreaker. I think that's to an extent. I mean, he did die, so, but I think that's where the title of the episode kind of comes in. But yeah, Jon's on his own. He's going to go to Winterfell, hopefully, and wreck some shit. So, yeah, not as good as last week's. I still like it. I'm a Game of Thrones fan. It's not the strongest episode ever, but I like the episode. I'm interested to see what happens next episode. There's a lot of cool stuff brewing and in the midst. I'm hoping that we're going to see some movement on King's Landing, just something big happening, because there's a lot of setup happening in King's Landing. So hopefully we'll get some more meat to the story. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos each and every week. That is it, and I'll talk to y'all later.